Just realized my headset wasn't all the way in, and I had a whole spiel about where I was going with it, with this stuff. What's going on, man? How does it go? I guess you can go. You do. You want to destroy a gun shipment or whatever, or something like that, so we can get money and stuff, or something like that, or just get guns. I just woke up. Oh, well, I'm just gonna do something else. I'm gonna see if I can stop y'all. It'd be great. Oh. We're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna do some stuff. It's gonna be up enough. Oh yeah, it's a trap.
Let's not pussyfoot around. I know who you are. I know what you're into. We've put up a property on Maze Bank foreclosures, and you're just the kind of tenant we want taking it. You'll be starting an underground operation in more ways than one. Log on, click buy, and we're in business. Yeah.
That was fun. Alright. Keep going. Oh, if you wanted to know what I was talking about, it was about these kids leaving my server, like immediately when they found out, or when I was too loud or something like that. So what I would do is I see like 12, maybe 10, maybe about 15, something like that. Some of them about 12 and 10 or something like that, or 9. Who knows? They're all faking like they're playing another game while they're playing GTA. It's like, oh, play Minecraft. Blah. It's like, yeah, sure thing. But anyways, what I would do is I would take their mom out on a wonderful, wonderful dinner date, a respectful dinner date. I would take them out, and then I would take them out to a dinner date, and then I would open all the doors. I would son of a bitch. I would open all the doors. I would hold all the chairs, you know, be the most represent, you know, yeah, hey, you gotta listen to this. I'm old, I'm your elder. You listen, I'm your elder. Alright? What I would do with their moms is I would hold the doors. I would buy them an expensive bottle of wine, maybe a Cabernet Sauvignon, you know, Cabernet. It's friggin' awesome. It's really delicious. We'd have like a wonderful dinner where we talked about our interests and the things that we like to do. I myself would have a little bit less of an interest, I guess, in a whole bunch of fancy dinners. I'd say I'm a little bit more simple, and maybe we should go back to my house or hers. And then after that, after she obliged and said yes, you know, I would and then we would go back to my place or her place, sit next to a wonderful outside fire, maybe roast some marshmallows, watch a rom-com, or a scary movie, or and then we get like really super close. I'd ask her if she was okay with me and with us getting together and doing some heavy petting, sex, you know, seeing as how some kids are very like skittish about it and stuff like that. We talk about sex, and then we would talk about sex, and with their moms, I would proceed, after of course had expressed permission to be able to do this. I would proceed to thrash them and do hardcore things to them, like thrusts, lots of thrusts, circular motions, and grabs, pulls, licks, coos, lots of things. That's what I would continue to do for, I'd say, an hour to 2, maybe, depending upon my mood and how much food I had to eat that earlier that night. And Shit. I just died. Fuck. Alright. But yeah, that's what I would do to their moms, and then we'd part ways, and it would be the most beautiful experience that we both have ever experienced, and we'd be better people because of it, and that's basically what would happen. I don't know if there's any more high-pitched kids that are telling me to shut up, but it's funny as hell to not shut up when they tell me that. So, all right. Huh? You would what? What if the woman's trash? What if pussy is trash? Oh, we find ways around that. We have citrusy oils and a bunch of different stuff. We're gonna find ways around that. We're gonna get with his mom no matter what. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna be on a journey. We're on a journey, okay? Yeah, I'm more mature than that. Oh my gosh, she doesn't have what? She stinks a little down there. She's been standing all day, working her ass off, providing meals for that young child. I will find a way to go down on that pussy, or, and I'm sorry to say pussy, but I will find a way to go down on that box, and then that box will experience the best of it'll be the best of times. It'll be still the best of times. It will not be nothing like the Tale of Two Cities. It'll be just a tale of two vaginas. And it will be beautiful and wondrous, and she will realize a woman's worth. That's right. Because I know everybody has their days, okay? And she's gonna realize that I have a big nutsack, and so yeah, I was just realizing that this kid's just muted me, and I'm gonna see if they're going anywhere, and I am going to ruin their shit, or at least run into one of them and then die. I had 207 feet on that fucking thing, man, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna bring cops there. This is gonna be fun. Alright, come on. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Son of a bitch. I knew it. They'd all left. Little bastards. Alright. Left me again. I'm all alone. all alone. Again. All alone again. Let's get back into it. You know, we would hold all the doors to the would hold all the doors, all of the doors. And also, we would make sure that the son's mom is single. We wouldn't, because we're not a pervert we do not have delusions of grandeur. You know, that whole thing. You know, it's just we'd actually make them feel better about themselves sometimes. You know, and it's a good thing to feel better about yourself. And that's the reason why it's probably the thing of my next topic. Oh yes. That was a lot of things. Yes, I failed it, but I still won inside my heart. Yeah, okay. Anyways, but yeah, understanding that that there are a lot of kids out there that actually do have broken homes, and realizing that my silly joke or whatever it was is not what got all these kids to leave, but it's probably the fact that I'm actually 30 and they're not. But yeah, understanding that that a lot of kids, they do come from broken homes. Realize that that eventually, and also a dumb joke like that could probably sometimes make a kid leave or make a kid go away sometimes. I'm not saying that it would, or though saying that a kid would actually go to that, but also too, I am from a divided home, at least, not broken. My parents divorced when I was a young kid, and it hurt me, I guess. And that's a good topic. Realizing that that through certain traumas, people try to make up for certain traumas sometimes, and they don't understand that they're son of a bitch. You slowed down for me. I saw it right in the corner of my eye. But yeah, understanding that that I guess people shouldn't call it broken home anymore, because it's not really a broken home. It's more like I'm not joking. I'm serious. So Pacific Center versus, and all right, I'm gonna go buy the thing or whatever. Let's see here. Oh man. Clubhouses, bunkers. Yeah, we can't do that. It's just way too expensive. Extremely too expensive. Hit the buy button. Go to Los Santos Customs. But yeah, I realized that that I make funny jokes and stupid stuff, but I'm also trying to be responsible with it as well. And that's probably the reason why everyone left my servers, because I'm responsible and no one else is. No, no, I'm just playing. I don't think that I'm more responsible than anyone else, but at the same sense, I think that sometimes people don't give themselves the credit. They don't help themselves out sometimes in certain situations, and they can be a victim of stupid thoughts and idiotic let's see, idiotic
What's wrong with her now? Better than when she came in, that's for sure.
I only have 23,000, so I did what? In the outside the bank. So I'm gonna go to engine. Let's go with engine upgrade level 1, and let's say against 5,000. Okay, 4 races in this class are by reaching Park 15. All right, cool. We're good. And exhaust. Oval exhaust. But yeah, realized that there are problems everywhere, and there are people that either make those problems worse or make those problems better. I don't think that everyone and it's not fun sometimes when people actually do this. Actually, saying this whole game is about just stacking and stacking and stacking. You gotta take a risk sometimes, and you gotta start playing with the old boys, and realize that
If that car was a
this
woman,
carbon
I'd
hood.
guess her.
Lost death prevention, $2,000. Full coverage. But yeah, realizing that,
Hey, it's your dear friend Simeon. Give me a call sometime if you need some work.
alright. But yeah, I realized that there are a lot of kids out there that without families, and I was kind of one of them, you know. It's not like that. It's not that I'm broken or anything like that inside or anything like that. It's like I realized that there were things that my parents had didn't want to tell me because they thought that it wouldn't matter, and I mean, not to say that them telling me something wouldn't matter, but to say that, but showing the details over and over again, they were going through enough pain as it was, kind of not loving each other, I guess, and they didn't want to put me through the fact that, oh my God, that whole not fantasy, but that whole bubble, I guess, that I thought about whenever I think of my family is popped. That whole thought process of like my parents love each other, or my parents are there sometimes. It's like one of them wasn't there anymore for a real long time, and you know, it's just, it gets to me sometimes whenever I think about stuff, but also too, realizing that one of them was just a phone call away, I guess. My dad realized that he played a role, I guess, that was different than what my mom played. We all loved my mom's food, and we all wanted to stay with her because she was more organized, and we wanted to become more like her, I guess. But understandably so, my dad had something that my mom didn't have, and I got it sometimes whenever we went there during the summer. Went over by my dad's during the summer, and my dad moved to Mississippi for a really long time, and he's moving back. But that's not neither here nor there. I don't still harbor those feelings of want, I guess, or of want or need, or for any I'm gonna go to my apartment and save this car. But yeah, that's, I'm sure there's a lot of kids that have gone through that, and a lot of people that have been able to see that their lives have kind of been turned around a little bit. Sometimes they think that it's just oh, it's just something that happens, or that's just life. But in realization, they started to realize that, and realizing something that was true, they started to realize that that it took a lot bigger of a toll on them than they thought sometimes, or that it took a bigger piece out of them than what they actually even thought about, because it changed the way that they thought throughout their entire lives. Like it changes the way that you think sometimes whenever you see your dad or see your mom and see your relationship working, or see anything working at all. It changes your mind about certain situations. It changes your mind about being a better person. It changes your mind about wanting to. It changes your mind about pushing that envelope, or saying that that thing is what you want, or that thing is what you'll get, or being anywhere near or being anywhere near safe, I guess. We can all act like there's nothing available to us, or no emotional availability to us. But in the same sense, I think that people would like to believe that there is some sort of emotional sense out there for them, that someone is out there doing something for them, and even if it's fake, or even if it's fictionalized, I guess, or marginalized as well, or maybe even pushed into the way of you thinking that way. Realize that there are so many ways to go. Realize that there are so many people that still get marginalized to this day sometimes. Realize that there are so many ways for you to make a difference in someone else's life, and realize that is a bigger change than anyone could ever possibly see. When you make a difference, when you stop a little kid from becoming what he would call a hero, I guess, or what he would call a hero, and what most people and everyone in society would call a vigilante. I guess it's truth to be able to say that that it takes a little amount of courage to be able to make a big change for today. And don't worry, I have another car. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can go do a job or something. But also making sure that we don't push the boundaries too hard. I came up with a separate topic. And thank you, viewer, for visiting. If you did, and I came up with a separate topic. It's called thank you, viewer. Thank you. It's called I'm Not a Therapist. So it's called I'm Not a Therapist, so I can't actually do anything about this stuff except donate and hope for the best. I'd like to say that sometimes I actually do have a oh, cool! I got threatened by a bounty's on my head. That's awesome. All right. Got threatened by a biker gang. Awesome. Let's see. But yeah. Realizing that I'm just basically a hack. Not really a hack, but kind of like I'm not really good at what I do sometimes. I start things with jokes. I'm extremely insensitive, and in some ways, I try to use, I'd say, sensationalized viewpoints to be able to keep people's attention and ask them about their day. And also, my one viewer that I have right now, how is your day going? If you like what you see, if you like what I'm doing, then son of a bitch. He didn't like what I was doing. But yeah, I think that sometimes people start to give themselves a lack of credit sometimes, and in those certain situations, they think that they'll never find what they think is comfortability. And in the same sense, people try to market every day on what they believe is being comfortable, or what they believe is saying that they're comfortable, or saying that they're better now, or I'm better. They even make songs about it, and try to market the fact that, oh, I'm better now, or I've seen the light, or I see something. Realize that the only light there is the one that's constantly coming in through the window, and that light's on fire. Realize that that there's other light, but that's all blue based, and it's I don't know, no. No, it's pure light. It is light. It's just it's more electronic based. But also realize that that people all have not a weak spot, but a soft spot. And that soft spot can be reached not with any sort of food or any sort of thing. It's emotions. It's people who think that their life is over, or that their things are over, that their learning is over, or that they learned everything they possibly could, or that they think that their life is just one task after another, and that's it. They have to realize that they keep learning every single day, and the more that they stave off learning, the more that they stave off everyday chores or everyday tasks, the more they don't realize that they're slowly giving in to reactionary emotions and a part of themselves that no one else wants, and even including themselves. They can start to act a little bit more appropriately, but in the same sense, they'll get I'd say and yes, I'm building up my stats right now. In the same sense, they'll be I'd say very misguided about what their main goal actually is, and in the same sense, they'll try to create a comedic disdain for what actual learning in their book actually is. But yay. Seeing through veils is not what I do, but it's something that I've seen through. And seeing through what people put in front of themselves to make themselves distracted, and seeing what people put to themselves to make them a better person. I've seen both sides of that, and I also know that across the world sometimes there are people that actually make their lives off of making someone else feel better, feel worse or better, or not be on this planet anymore. I mean, I think that there are a lot of places and things that people aren't giving credit to. But in the same sense, I think that also too, what's in the media can be consumed by pretty much anyone. Pretty much anyone who is out there to be able to, or out there being able to consume it. Realizing that, I think that sometimes people don't realize what kind of, and I'm gonna call my insurance. Alright, I'm gonna call contacts. Downtown cab company. Where's mutual insurance company? Here we go.
All Morse Mutual operators are on call right now. Please try again later.
Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Alright, but yeah, making sure that that those distractions don't become they don't become something that's too much for you. Because then you can actually speak and think reactively instead of the way you actually want to think. And thank you, viewer, for showing up. You're cool, and you're awesome. Seeing that there is no one way to think about a situation, and I am going to damn it. There we go. There we go. I was gonna guess. Got him. Alright, but yeah, understanding that that there are certain things that people do to each other. Lose the cops. I will. I'll lose the cops. There are certain things that people do to each other that are pretty atrocious, and also pretty stupid, and it's happening a lot, and sometimes, and people don't say anything about it. But sometimes people are wrapped up in their own business, and it's common knowledge sometimes, and people should know. So. But understanding that it's not always what it seems. It's like, it's not always the things that people should be paying attention to, because the more they pay attention to it sometimes, the more they could get into trouble. And, I don't know. I try to say that I'm actually, I'd say I'd want to be a part of the community, but I'm not in any sense, really, in the same sense. I'm not, like, at all, like I like to say that I want to be a leader in mental health, or like a voice that actually goes to that is for mental health. But no, it's not gonna happen. I'm probably just gonna be a dude that runs charities or something like that, or does stuff that's fun, because, or maybe has a business or something like that. And I do have some big dreams as far as that goes. But that's what I'm doing for me. That's what I'm doing for me, to be able to make myself feel a little bit better every day, and not be so hectic and calls to judgment, or anything like that. Seeing where you stand is a big piece of that. Seeing where you stand on your opinions, how you feel about stuff, and being able to voice your opinions are kind of true, and realize that sometimes your opinions could be based off of thoughts that are just running through your head at the moment, and also too, in some ways, they could just be something that you're I guess but realize that that people do things that are unhealthy all the time. People do things that are stupid pretty much a lot. And even though there are people out there trying to help as far as mental health goes, or help as far as anything goes, there are also people in everyday life that will proceed to mess it up. That will proceed to make sure that your mental processes aren't there and non-existent. So realize that there are those people. Realize that no matter what you say, no matter how you say it, there is always a reason for positive thinking. And there will always be a reason for positive thinking. I lost the cops, but I also lost the car. I'm at 50 minutes right now, and I knew I would make a joke and then turn it into a topic. Actually, I should probably start making more jokes, and then people would start watching my stuff more. And yes, this is what I do sometimes. I'm currently on the I think you owe me the car now. I'm just gonna take this and go.
Whatever, dude.
But yeah, understanding that there are so many different ways to go. There's so many different people to know, and there are so many different positive people out there that sometimes, if you're dealing with the messed up parts of what you think is the city, or when you're dealing with the people that constantly berate themselves with people around them so they can feel better about themselves. Not to say that that people who hang out with people want to feel better about themselves, but I'm talking about the people who constantly seek fame and fortune through an entourage or a group of some people. I mean, some people may seem like some people are pushing through like a void of nothingness, and in the same sense, people can see people can see through what you're putting on sometimes. People are smart. People are very smart. But more often than not, people play the fool, and it's a growing trend sometimes that people see. Even if they don't believe in something, sometimes they'll believe in it for a little while just to be distracted from their own, not idiocy, but from their own form of what they want to live, from their own form of living. And when we start to think about the way that things go, and the people that push and pull whenever those entourages fall apart, or whether or not those friends themselves are just there for the season, whichever reason, depending upon a spectrum, not just on what I say. realize that there are people that care out there, and they care more than I do sometimes. Because I can make some stupid, silly, dumbass jokes that are extremely insensitive in some people's eyes. And but also realize that there are positive people out there, and if you're with them right now, then disregard everything I'm saying. Live your life and be the person that you really want to be, but also in the same sense realize that there are consequences to the way that people live sometimes, and then sometimes people don't understand that they're actually seeing them every single day, and the way that they see them is through other people, other ways of living, I guess, and even other life. Like we start to see emotions driven through reactions of animals. Like, even though an animal does not have emotions, or that we don't think that an animal has emotions, because they do bark, they do get angry, they do get mad, they do get confused sometimes. So, why not other emotions? I'm not saying that there's any sentience of them, like self-awareness, but also, too, I'm saying that sometimes, in the same sense, self-awareness is subjective. It's dependent upon what you're talking about that day. So, also realize that, but also we shouldn't use that as a bearer of what we, and I'm gonna shut the fuck up. There we go. I try so hard sometimes to be able to understand stuff that I can't understand, and I ran into the back of a car just now by talking, but realize that there are more things to think about than just the daily grind or the everyday thing. It's like I actually did play those video games non-stop when I was younger. I played all those video games non-stop when I was younger because I realized, and then as I got into it, I realized that I'm becoming a consumer giant. Like I'm becoming a reason for consumerism. Like I mean, it's not to say that that's a bad thing, but also too, I don't want it to become a complete and utter awesome. Yes. Great. I don't want it to become a complete and utter another overhaul of my entire personality. And I think that people sometimes think that they're pushing towards someone's personality, but in actuality they're pushing towards a consumerist view, I guess, sometimes. And but in some ways. In some ways, what people should understand really is, oh my gosh, and I'm dead. Awesome. What people should understand is that being a consumer is good. It boosts economy sales and markets and downtown areas and places that are good, but sometimes, in the same sense, our economy does not work like the rest of the world's economies sometimes, because they do not use the money in the same sense of what they use every single time. They sometimes not forge their numbers, but they do have different rules when it comes to having money. They have different rules. So to each their own, and remember to be able to be informed about your own economy. Remember to be informed about yourself as well. It'll make for a way better series of talks series of discussions, and it will stop a blanket statement from forming and becoming a part of someone's vocabulary. I think that sometimes people form blanket statements in any form of the word. They try to say that everyone in a certain area is, oh my God, they're all corrupt. It's like, okay, well, in what way are they corrupt? Because obviously we're supposed to figure this shit out. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I would do research or anything like that, but I mean, if you're gonna go on the subject, then obviously do your research. Not to say that like any particular brand is stuck out to me as far as things go, but also too realize that overzealousness and consumerism is when you stop representing a consumer basis. And I guess what people would understand is me balancing my opinions on what consumerism is, but understanding that people get tired of stuff, and I get tired of stuff too. It's like whenever you see a certain it's like I wish that everyone would have saw the days of like of when an anime keeps you on the edge of your seat, or when a movie like I don't know. It's like the first time sort of approach, I guess. What is the first time? How has the first time affected you? And in what ways did you experience that first time to be like the best experience you've ever had, or the best experience you've ever acknowledged, or anything like that? Realize that there are certain ways to feel about everything, and when you get into realizing your own personal agenda, realize that it's like my dad always used to say that everyone has their own agendas, and it's always out there for their own personal agenda. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, everyone has their own personal agenda because everyone has their own personal opinions. And I think that what he was actually trying to do was make me realize that society isn't all the same, and everyone's different. And I think there's so many ways to look at things, I guess. God damn it. I can't. Can I? Alright, yeah. I cannot. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Alright, I can't freaking hold up the haircut shop. Okay. Might as well get a haircut. But understanding that there are I'm gonna get a makeover. Let's see here. I look like a I'm gonna go with, look, the David Bowie. That's cool. Alright. But yeah, but understanding that that how all that bleeds into each other, by realizing that through our own I'd say frustrations and discord, or even or not just discord, because for lack of a better word, discord, or our own dysfunctionality, we are constantly marketed to by people who are constantly trying to, in a certain sense, be our guardians as far as the that's cool. had that for a while. But yeah, within every single ounce of and this is actually the kind of the perfect game to actually talk about this stuff, because the way that we feel and think every day is gauged on a scale sometimes to someone else's meter, and whenever those meters sort of go off whack, people are like, "Oh my God, dude, what happened? Everything's got so things." So they take a bigger step in marketing, a bigger step in what they need to do, and I think I'm gonna get this one maybe. Loose sweep back, high top, no corners. No, let's get the undercut sweep back. That's cool as shit.
Going to look so good.
But yeah, realize that you are consumer botted, and also realize that that even in protest, your feelings and heartstrings can be pulled to be able to make someone else's move on a Washington court worth it, and you could be used as a pawn in someone else's game.
Did you give up on Dark Souls?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you can't quit now.
I'm not gonna quit. I'm never gonna quit.
Well, you play another game.
Of course, I'm playing another game. I'm not gonna play Dark Souls forever, all the time, all day. I'm not gonna play it till I beat it. No, it's terrible. I'm gonna play other games because I get bored. I realize I get bored because the same button combinations are kind of taxing on my hands now, because I'm 30 years old and I need to take vitamins to keep my stuff.
Beat any bosses?
No, I didn't beat any bosses, but I ran into some bosses.
You had to run away from
And then I had to run away from them. Yes, I did run away from them.
You gotta get some... What?
But yeah, I realize that even a gang of miscreants can be marketed to. Even
Thanks for stopping by.
even even ways of partiality or partiality can push a man's life into the gutter, or into terrible consequences because of his actions. Just remember that every day. That's what keeps me humble, and what keeps me trying to do let's see here. There we go. We got a fresh, clean motorcycle just passed by us. We're gonna go get it now, and hopefully we're gonna go to the shut up. The dang it. Shit. All right. So just realize, I think, that you should really, really take into consideration the impact you have on your own environment and the people that you interact with every single day. Not to say that, like, to take them for granted, or or to think that that they're some sort of commodity, I guess. But take note of their efforts. Take note of sometimes, because sometimes whenever they're gone, you could be lost, at least for a week. And that week could be the day that you forget your life, or at least you forget where your life began. Awesome. I'm amazing. I landed it. I'm super cool. Stupid cool. Soups cool. Oh, whatever. But remember that there are so many things to do in one day, and that day is always today. But everything else is probable, and also possible. I think about it like that. So, have a good day. And this has been Game Therapy with Bojo Bomb Squad. And yes, I am a troller in some sense of the word, but also I'm shut up, Bo. I'm a talker, and that's what I do. I like to talk. So this has been my Game Therapy rant for the day. I'm probably gonna rant some more on something else, but I'm gonna take a break from my hands because they keep cracking. So have a good day.